Right.
Tornado on the ground right now in
Moving
Round
over
Rock.
I-35.
And 45. Where
Okay.
35 meets 45 toll.
Moving across I-35. This is evening rush hour traffic. There are people on those flyovers.
Tornado
Strong winds, but the tornado is further away.
after tornado.
Rare to get a tornado outbreak in Central Texas.
Homes destroyed.
An eyewitness has just told us there were 3 mobile homes in between two of those buildings, and what you see on top of that beige building there is one of those mobile homes.
Cars flipped.
A few minutes ago, I spoke with a gentleman who was caught in the middle of this.
Tonight, the focus on the injured and the damage.
That is nuts.
Wait, is this just debris or is this?
No, that's a tornado.
Breaking news tonight, at least 3 confirmed tornadoes touched down here in Central Texas, including Round Rock, Hutto, and Elgin. But there could be more, and that's what the National Weather Service is still trying to confirm tonight. Thank you for being with us after a bumpy day. I'm Britt Marino.
I'm Robert Hadlock. Tonight, a new perspective on the danger people face today.
Oh. Get inside! Get inside! Run! 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 Run!
This is video tonight from the Walmart store in southern Round Rock. You can see and the people scrambling there is the video showing everyone running inside the shelter.
Unbelievable. And we do have crews tonight checking in on some of those areas hardest hit. First, we do want to check in with the largest weather team here in Central Texas, and we have David watching it all for us. David.
Good evening. Incredible to see the amount of tornadoes, the longevity of many of these tornadoes, and also what appeared to be the strength of these tornadoes. And we're not quite done yet. The National Weather Service has extended a tornado watch for additional potential severe weather from Austin and I-35 eastward until 1 o'clock in the morning. With that said, we do not currently have any severe thunderstorms nor any tornado warnings out there. We do have some rain and lightning, though, in some areas. Step out of the way. You're gazing into the darkness with a few homes in the distance here. Looking eastward from the Georgetown, Ewald, Kubota Cam, this is one of the decaying thunderstorms in our area. Nice little lightning flash there. On the radar, you can see that line extending from downtown Austin up toward Milam County. But notice, even with some tornado warnings northeast of Bryan College Station, we do not have any severe weather in our area at this time. And the way I'm looking at it, this could hold through the rest of the night. Here we are downtown with some scattered rain and downpours out toward Mustang Ridge as well. Pflugerville, Taylor, all the way up toward northwestern Milam County. We do have some rain and some lightning, but look at this. Not only no tornadoes, but not a single drop of hail, stone of hail, I should say, according to our radars, which is great news. We did get some heavy rain, not so much in the hill country where we need it most, but almost 0.6 of an inch downtown Austin. And look at that, 1.7 inches or so up 183 in Cedar Park. What will truly go down in history about today, though, was the tornado outbreak, rare for the month of March. Meteorologist Nick Bannon has a look at some of the tracks as we best have the information right now.
Right, so 3 confirmed tornadoes, but we may end up finding out that there were more than that. You can see this map here only displaying the tornado reports here in Central Texas. And what started in Round Rock was a tornado that basically followed just north of 79 into Hutto and then turned north towards Circleville before finally dissipating as it got closer to Granger. That was one of the earlier tornadoes of the day. We, of course, had the really nasty tornado that we're going to continue to follow the damage in Elgin, another one in Lexington, and then we show you another one in Giddings, reports of a tornado there with some damage too. And then finally in southwestern sections of Caldwell County, just to the northwest of Luling, potentially another tornado there too. It will take a little bit of time before the National Weather Service can get to all of these tornado or potential tornado locations. They'll do their survey. They'll figure out what was a tornado, what was a funnel cloud, how strong was that tornado, and they will work on that information before putting out the official confirmed information, probably in a couple of days or so at least. And we'll, of course, pass that information on to you when we get it.
Thanks, Nick. We also saw significant damage this evening in Elgin.
Our Jim Spencer tracked a tornado that barreled through the area. He's seen at least 3 mobile homes completely destroyed, and Jim is standing in that area now to give us an update. Jim.
Yeah, thank you, Britt. We literally chased that first tornado here in Elgin. I say first tornado because we saw a second tornado as we moved into the Elgin area. You saw it too if you were with us live just before 7 o'clock tonight. It quickly dissipated into a funnel and then went away, but not the first one. This is what we drove upon when we got here. We saw a mobile home that was demolished. In fact, part of the mobile home actually hoisted atop an adjacent building, a metal building that is used as an apartment, 2 apartments there. That building heavily damaged. Here's what we have tonight. Now we're on the back side of that damage that you saw there in the video. Part of that first mobile home on top of a truck and a car that were pushed together by the tornado. But the worst damage back over my other shoulder, that is the mobile home that miraculously, friends and family tell us 5 shift workers were sleeping in when the mobile home was hoisted up on the adjacent building and destroyed. Now, we understand that 3 of those people were transported to the hospital. 1 reportedly still hospitalized tonight, but none of the injuries considered to be serious, and that has got to be a miracle that there were 5 people in that mess and they came out of it alive. There is damage in other parts of Elgin too. We saw it on Old McDade Road down FM 1704. We also have reports of damage. Didn't have a chance to get to all of that, but at least 3 areas of damage here, probably caused by the same tornado that crossed where we are here, essentially Highway 95 and 290, which is back open at this hour. There is an emergency shelter open tonight at the Elgin Rec Center for those who may need it. By the light of day, we're going to see more tornado damage here in Elgin tonight. I'm Jim Spencer reporting live from tornado-damaged Elgin, Texas.
Jim, thanks. We still have more video to show you. Take a look at this. It shows the time our weather camera in North Austin captured this tornado crossing over Interstate 35 and SH 45 in South Round Rock.
The storms had a significant impact in Williamson County tonight. Governor Greg Abbott just joined the Williamson County judge in a news briefing.
And they talked about help coming to the area. KXAN's Tara Rahman joining us live from Georgetown, where that briefing took place.
That's right, Britt and Robert. Let's start with the good news. So far, no reports of any deaths resulting from that tornado, severe weather here in Williamson County. The judge and the governor both say that that may be the miraculous part of this event. The not so good news, lots and lots of destruction, either homes or businesses that have been completely destroyed or severely damaged. Take a look at this video we shot in Round Rock earlier today. We were at a business complex that got hit pretty bad, a bank with busted windows, a caved roof, even a flipped over car. We spoke with one employee nearby who saw it all unfold, and another neighbor who says people in her apartment building nearby were telling each other to get to safety as the tornado rolled through the area.
Just storming super hard, like you could see a tornado starting to form right in the parking lot. Like it was just slowly just coming up like that. You could actually see it because of the rain and stuff. And like it was moving cars, it was tipping over trees and all of that.
Go back inside, go back inside. The building, it was shaking.
Now, we spoke with another man over in Round Rock who found himself outside staring at the oncoming tornado, running as fast as he could to get to safety at a local restaurant. Now, tonight, the county judge and the governor both say that county and state responders are on the ground and will be throughout the night going door to door to ask homeowners if they're okay, to see what they need. But they say the real assessment of damage will come with daylight when they can get a good look at what's going on. Another note for our viewers who are in Williamson County tonight, the county judge said purposefully they will be turning off and keeping off energy for some homes in order for first responders to be able to get out there safely without having to worry about live wires out there. So just a note for you guys to hang in tight there. And then finally, there will be a local, a countywide, as well as a statewide disaster declaration for this area to release those emergency funds so that they can get to rebuilding Williamson County. Britt, Robert.
Thanks so much for the update. Your video and photographs are helping us tell the story. This is video of the tornado in Round Rock on Gaddis School Road. This is near the shopping center that Tara had been reporting from earlier tonight.
And look at this video from storm chaser Jeff Mangum. He and his crew caught this massive tornado near Hutto. They followed that storm for a long stretch through Williamson County as it tore through the area and left a path of damage. Another view of the storm over Round Rock. KXAN viewer Patrick Tolbert got some video of wind damage at the Kalahari Resort. A tornado also knocked down several homes near Granger and Taylor. One young man had to be checked out at the hospital.
And at one point, people checking the damage had to run for shelter, and Daniel had to run for cover as well. He joins us live from Taylor. Daniel.
That's right, and we spent the evening up near kind of Granger, Circleville area. We had to drive down here tonight, though, to downtown Taylor because we didn't have any cell phone service due to the storm. Now, we do have some video from the Circleville area that you were talking about, kind of near County Road 337. You see 2 homes were damaged. One of them was basically destroyed. Right now, there are no reports, though, as you mentioned, of any serious injuries. Granger ISD made the district's gym available to the families affected. I did speak with the superintendent. She had just checked in with the family inside that one home that was leveled. As you can imagine, she says they were still shaken up, but they were happy to be alive. Here's what she had to say.
They tried to hide in the interior walls and do everything that they were supposed to do, and one of the families that was the only room left standing, so that was a good call.
And those families have since been moved from the Granger gym to a nearby church rec center. Granger ISD is going to try to make school as normal as possible for the kids tomorrow, so they're going to need the gymnasium. At this church, when I last checked in with some of those families, they were still waiting for the Red Cross to arrive. Back to you.
Thanks, Daniel. Take a look at these pictures of homes damaged today in Hutto. Abigail Luna sending us this picture earlier today. Last time our area experienced a tornado outbreak like this was nearly 25 years ago. In May of 1997, an F5 tornado with winds at more than 260 miles an hour destroyed the Double Creek Estate subdivision in Gerald in northern Williamson County. The large tornado killed 25 people. And on that same afternoon, an F3 tornado in Cedar Park and an F4 tornado at Lake Travis also formed and killed 2 more people.
There's 2 tornadoes.
A look at the videos some of you are sharing with us tonight. And parts of North Texas also hit by twisters. What we're learning tonight about damage inside a high school. It really is amazing just how you have helped shape our coverage today. Thanks to all the viewers who sent us so many wonderful videos and photos of what happened from their perspective. This one here from Brian Munn of a tornado in Round Rock. He shot this when the twister touched down from his hotel room.
Stephanie Castro sending us this video from near U.S. Highway 290 in Elgin as a tornado was seen in the distance there. And they talked about how the tornado kept growing as they warned the family on their telephone.
And this might be that same tornado from a different angle. This one also near Elgin. It was shot by Steve Kemp. And if you listen closely, you can even hear chickens in the background, likely concerned about the weather as well.
Here's some damage courtesy of storm chaser Jeff Mangum. This is near Granger. You can see the damage to the home in the background there in northern Williamson County. The storm chaser actually went up to that home to help out and made sure everyone inside the home was in fact okay, and they were. Governor Greg Abbott met with Williamson County leaders late tonight.
And he talked about how he was watching these storms unfold during live news coverage. He actually credited the media for telling people to take this seriously.
TVs and weather reporters today have the capabilities of forecasting and telling viewers minutes before a tornado may hit that they need to take shelter. People heeding that advice were able to save their lives.
So far, no reports of any deaths due to these storms in central Texas. Both the county judge and the governor calling what happened tonight a miracle.
In North Texas, a potential tornado severely damaged the Jacksboro High School gym. That's about an hour and a half northwest of Fort Worth in Jack County. The nearby Jacksboro Elementary School also sustained major damage in this afternoon storm.
David Yeomans has been following it all along with the other meteorologists on our team. Just an incredible job tonight, and we just want to thank people for tuning in and really helping their situations. It could have been a lot worse.
Well, I mean, to see this in the month of May would be a pretty big deal, but in March, this early in severe weather season, this may go down in the record books. We had at least 13 reported tornadoes across the state. Most of those were right here, and a tornado watch continues until 1 o'clock in the morning. I showed you this at the top of the broadcast. This means that we can't rule out additional severe thunderstorms, but I'll tell you, the spin in the atmosphere, the instability inside of these thunderstorms, it has really largely moved east of our area, so we will, of course, keep watch for you through the overnight hours, but I think the worst of this is quite confidently behind us. What a massive spring storm with snow behind it, a severe weather outbreak in front of it. We just showed you some damage from northwest of Dallas. We had our own severe weather outbreak locally, and we're not completely done yet. Let me explain why. This is something I don't always show you, not the humidity, but the dew point, a measure of how much moisture is in the air. That brown stuff with low dew point temperatures in the hill country, that's dry desert air. Out ahead of it, though, very humid and moist conditions. Having the dry line, as we call it, the boundary between the two air masses in our area, that has helped to spark some additional rain locally. It looks pretty dramatic, but this is just some rain, some isolated lightning out near the airport. We do have an airport weather warning for lightning in the area, which just means that some flight operations might be affected. Keep that in mind if you're picking some friends up or heading out yourself. Our live weather cams reading 71 right now in southeast Austin, always on our website for you and your family. Our radar is showing that the hill country is all good. You guys are done with this weather event as it looks right now, but in Austin and out toward our northeastern viewing area, we're not quite complete yet. Now, the tornado warnings, these are well northeast of even Texas A&M, all the way up toward Tyler. Behind it, though, these storms are not quite quitting, even with the loss of daytime heating. Here we are in downtown Austin, starting to push some of the rain out of our area to the east, but there's the airport with some rain where we just saw some lightning strikes near the toll road just northeast of that area. And northeast of there, we've got some rain, heavy at times, shown by the reds and yellows, just right where we don't need it, where we got hit by tornadoes today. From Round Rock to Hutto, Taylor, and Circlesville up toward Milam County, we've got some thunderstorms of our own. But notice, even with these bright reds and lots of lightning near Cameron, we don't have any hail on our advanced radar, which can tell the difference between rain and hail. This is why the storms are not severe, technically speaking. Still, though, we could see some loud storms through the next couple of hours from Austin eastward. Notice on the clouds and radar forecast projecting this forward through the rest of the night. We're dry with a few gray clouds here in the hill country, but notice this little line of rain and broken storms. isn't quite done yet. Bastrop, we could get some loud storms through 11, 11:30. By midnight, maybe some strong storms with small hail, we think, at the most on Highway 77. We'll let you know if any of these turn severe, but I really don't think we see any tornadoes, especially through the rest of the night, especially now that this is congealed into a line instead of these little discrete, isolated storms. After midnight, all the rain starts to push out of our eastern counties, and by tomorrow morning, we are dry and totally beautiful all through the coming weekend, and it's only Monday night. Additional rain totals, we could see over a ½ inch out on Highway 77, assuming this line holds together. We've already got rain totals over 1.5 inches in Cedar Park. You can find those on our website, KXAN.com. Tonight's forecast, couple lingering storms east of Austin, but then the west winds blow in. Temperatures drop with a little cool front by morning. We wake up in the 50s and we end up just amazing tomorrow. Sunny and 70, but it will be quite windy, bringing on another fire danger concern in the hill country where we weren't as fortunate to get any rain today. Through the rest of the week, we've got some chilly mornings, especially outside of Austin midweek, but after that, daytimes are in the 80s, and look at that wonderful weekend on the way. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Another look at radar. A tornado watch continues, including Austin and our eastern counties, until 1 o'clock in the morning. But all of these storms have been weakening. They are all well sub-severe, if you will, right now. Still some rain, though, expected east of I-35 through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, a day when a lot of us will be, unfortunately, picking up the damage from today's severe weather and tornado outbreak. But boy, it will be a really lovely forecast tomorrow through the rest of the week. Hopefully that is some comfort to those who were directly affected by the storms. You will want to join our morning team starting at 4:30 for a live look at the damage and actually some new footage that we're still getting in of the tornado.
Okay, great job today, you and your team. Thank you for being with us. Up next, The Tonight Show. We'll see you for our next newscast tomorrow morning at 4:30.